his life. Looking back,
Well, walking on the street one night in a small town in Nova Scotia, our next guest was viciously attacked and left paralyzed from the waist down. The documentary Love, Scott is playing at this year's Inside Out Festival, and joining me now is Scott Jones, the center of the documentary. Scott, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
This has been 3-4 years in the making. The attack happened in 2013, and we're in 2018. You see the documentary. What was your initial reaction when you watched it?
Disbelief. I've kind of been kept in the loop because Laura, the filmmaker, is my best friend. So I've seen pieces as we've gone on, and every time I've been really moved and kind of more reacting to it rather than watching it, because it's just such a close personal story, obviously.
What was it like working with Laura, being close friends?
It was phenomenal. It's like a portal into my life and this traumatic experience. She is someone who listens to what I'm saying on a fundamental level and understands what I'm going through. So having that behind the camera allowed for us to delve into the deeper, harder emotions.
And it seems like probably there's two main themes. Obviously, the anti-homophobic message to this. Don't be afraid is your message to everyone. What does that mean to you?
Well, Don't Be Afraid is the name of an anti-homophobia campaign that kind of started after I was attacked. And it's been a journey of exploring fears that I've carried with me as a gay man and in response to this attack, and then talking with the public about the ways in which society fears marginalized people or forgets about marginalized people, and so it's been kind of crucial to my recovery and was featured in the documentary.
And have you seen change over the last 5 years?
I haven't seen Shane since the sentencing, which happened 8 months after the attack, but that was a powerful experience where I got to forgive Shane, and he got to apologize to me, and a huge weight was lifted.
That was the other thing. You forgave your attacker. I mean, that must take incredible strength from yourself to do that.
Well, it's a selfless act, but it's also a selfish one, because I knew it was crucial for my own healing, and it's not just a one-time thing. It's an ongoing journey with forgiveness.
And also, though, this attack, though, was not ever called a hate crime.
Right.
Which must be frustrating.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that was at the center of this.
Right. I mean, that is the truth that I believe. And it's a part of who I am as an individual. So, and I also think it's a part of the learning process surrounding this attack. We have to name it for what it was in order to have these conversations and to learn from it. Yeah.
And now you're back in school here at U of T, but also you have your choir going as well. And talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the choir that's featured in the film is actually a choir in Halifax. And now I'm at U of T, and I started a group with my friend called Vox Populi, which is Voice of the People. And we look at issues of social justice and use music as an agent for social change.
And how's the response been with that?
It's an incredibly powerful experience using music for social change, and it often allows people to strip away their layers and be vulnerable with each other. So it's really moving.
And are you finding that's reaching out beyond, not your core audience, but the LGBTQ community? Are you getting other people?
Yeah, I mean, issues of social justice affect us all, and so we're not just looking at queer issues, we're looking at everything. In the past, in Halifax, we looked at issues of rape culture, misogyny, sex positivity, and mental health as well.
Okay. Scott, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Scott Jones, and Toronto's Inside Out Film Festival is on until June 3rd. You can see Love, Scott today at 5 p.m. at the Tiff Bell Lightbox. For tickets, go to insideout.ca.